Even in death, there is grace. For to live in love at all is already a triumph. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast, Life, Love, and Letting Go. This is Marilyn Bino, your speaker for today. Today, we'll be diving into two powerful poems that explores the beauty and pain of human experience, which is the poem by Jose Corazon de Jesus entitled Isang Punong Kahoy and Happy Never After by Nick Joaquin. Hmm, both poems speaks of love. If you read the poem, so it talks about love, loss, and the inevitable parting that comes with life. But though they share the same emotions, they express them in very different ways. So, first, let's talk about the poem Isang Punong Kahoy by Jose Corazon de Jesus. In this poem, it uses the image of a tree to describe the cycle of life and death. The tree becomes a symbol of himself too, a strong, steady, yet destined to fall one day. The emotions in this piece are very solemn, accepting, and reflective. It feels like a quiet goodbye, not filled with fear but with peace. And it reminds us that just like the tree that grows, blooms and finally withers, our lives too will reach their end. There's also a tone of gratitude here, to be exact, for the life lived, for the love given, and for the beauty that once was. It's as if the speaker says, even in dying, I have meaning. Now we're done with the first poem. Now let's move on to the Happy Never After by Nick Joaquin. This poem, on the other hand, it expresses a very bitter, emotional side of love. It talks about how not all love stories have happy endings. Joaquin captures the pain of broken dreams, how something that once felt magical can fade, and leaving behind only memories and sadness. The mood is very melancholic, even a bit ironic, but the title itself, Happy Never After, it reminds us that love isn't always perfect. While Jesus' poem accepts death and loss very calmly, Joaquin's poem faces heartbreak with the raw emotions. One look at the end as peace, the other sees it as pain. So, what realization can we draw from these works? So first of all, from the poem, Isang Punong Kahoy, we learn that life is temporary. And that's okay. What matters is how we live and how we leave behind. Acceptance is a form of love too. Love for oneself, for nature, and for the people who will remember us. So from the poem of Happy Never After, we realizes in that poem that love doesn't always end beautiful, which is true, but it's still real. Even in broken love teaches us what they say. It teaches us something like about strength, about moving on, about finding ourselves again after loss. Both poems tells us that endings, whether in life or love, are not failures. Instead, they are part of being a human. And if I were to give each poem a one sentence message to remember, for the poem Isang Punong Kahoy, it would be, even in death, there is grace. For to live in love at all is already a triumph. And for the Happy Never After, it will be, not all love lasts, but every love changes us in ways that last forever. So that's it for the two poems. So in the end, both Jose Corazon de Jesus and Nick Joaquin reminds us that love, life are not about happy endings. They're about meaning, acceptance, and growth. Whether we are like the tree that stands tall until its final day, or like lovers learning to let go, both are still stories of courage. So that's all. Thank you for listening to Life, Love, and Letting Go. I hope today's reflection helped you see that even in sadness, beauty remains. Until next time, take care and keep finding meaning in every chapter of your own story.